Now, Jacob's known for many things, but you probably know him best in the Bible for what his namesake is. The name Jacob literally means deceiver, manipulator, schemer, supplanter, and that is what he is most known for. He is a deceiver. He deceived many people. Most famously, he deceived his brother Esau and his father Isaac to steal blessings and birthrights using a costume and a bowl of soup. And he deceived many people in his life. But understand this, the person that Jacob actually deceived the most was himself. Because what you will find as you read his story is that over and over and over, he's got this imagination that will run wild about the future. Like he constructs all these narratives about what might happen to where he convinces himself that the only option is to take total control of all the circumstances. It's why he deceives so many people along the way, because he's convinced himself that's the only way that he can secure his own future. And so if you want a glimpse into his mind and how it works, you don't have to look very far. Right after he has deceived his brother Esau, he's now fearing for his life. He's gonna run away from home. And so in this moment, God says, I need to show up to him. I need to minister to him and be there for him. And so this is what God says to Jacob in that moment. Jacob, all peoples on earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. I am with you and I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I've promised to you. It is in this moment exactly what Jacob needs to hear. Unconditional love from God. Like no strings attached whatsoever. Just God saying, here's what I'm going to do for you, Jacob. He had already made a covenant with Jacob's grandfather, Abraham, and his father, Isaac, and now he's extending that same covenant to Jacob, and it all sounds pretty good. And yet just look in the text at how Jacob responds, because it's gonna give you a glimpse into Jacob's mind. Here's what Jacob says. So Jacob made a vow saying, well, if God will be with me and he'll watch over me on the journey I'm taking and give me food to eat and clothes to wear so that I return safely to my father's household, then the Lord will be my God. And this stone I've set up as a pillar will be God's house, Bethel. And all that you give me, I will give you back a tenth. So in this moment, God's saying, Jacob, I'll bless you. And Jacob says, great, let's make a deal. Which is not at all how this is supposed to work. But just look at how Jacob is posturing in this moment. He says, if God will be with me, and if you will watch over me, and if you will give me food, and if you will give me clothes, and if you will bring me back here, then you will be my God. And then I will give you a tenth. God's offering him a covenant. Meanwhile, Jacob is drafting up a contract. He's trying to play let's make a deal. And look, contracts, they might be good for real estate transactions and business deals and cell phone plans that you can't get out of, but they are terrible for loving, healthy relationships. Like, think about it in the context of marriage. Like, we're pausing our relationship series. We're starting it back up next week, but spoiler alert for something you might hear in this series. But you won't run into too many healthy, loving marriages that start with a long list of terms and conditions, because that's not how marriage is designed to work. Marriage is not a contract between two people. It's a covenant that two people make with one another. It's not saying, hey, if you do this, then I'll do this. It's saying, no, I'm all in. I'm here. In sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, for better, or for worse, I'm making a commitment to you. God is not interested in drawing up a contract with Jacob. He's interested in offering Jacob a covenant. And it doesn't make any sense why Jacob would respond this way until you remember what's actually happening in here, and then it makes all the sense in the world. Because remember, he has constructed a future that feels so fragile. And in his mind, there's so many things that could go wrong and very few ways in which this is going to go right. And so in this moment, what does he do? He does the same thing that so many of us do. He begins to plan and try to control. And he begins to try to negotiate with God. And before you write that off as silly, just think about how many times have we been there too? Like, God, if you just don't let me get caught, I promise I'll never do this again. How many of us have said that? Let's be honest. God, let her not be pregnant and we'll straighten up. God, let me get this deal, this job. Just give me some clarity about the future. And then I promise I will never ask you for another thing again. If we're honest, there's a lot of Jacob inside of all of us.